Welcome to TTN Info TV's channel. My name is Syed. Here with the latest news for 22 October 2023. Saudi Crown Prince discussed de-escalation in Israel-Hamas conflict with French President and Canadian Prime Minister. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman received calls from the French President Emmanuel Macron and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The Saudi presidency reported. In separate call, the Crown Prince stressed the need to make all possible effort to reduce the escalation and ensure that the violence does not expand in the conflict between Israel and Hamas. The Crown Prince also said the kingdom rejects targeting civilians in any way. More women needed for leadership position in Saudi healthcare sector. While significant progress has been made, more women are needed for leadership position in Saudi Arabia's healthcare sector, according to several experts at a workshop held here on the state of the industry. Fatima Al-Hamlani, a consultant and women health advocate at King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center, and the other participants said women face several challenges in their move toward executive role. Bahrain, Qatar and Kuwait thanked Saudi leader for hosting GCC Asian Summit. Leaders of several countries sent message of thanks to Saudi Arabia's King Salman following the conclusion on Friday of the first joint summit of Gulf Cooperation Council and Association of Southeast Asian Nation member, which took place in Riyadh. Bahrain's King Hamad expressed his gratitude to his Saudi counterpart for hosting the event, which was chaired by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and hailed the deep-rooted historic relation and close cooperation between the two countries and their people, the Saudi presidency reported on Friday. Saudi and Omani border guard concluded 16th meeting. Saudi Arabia's Border Guard Director General Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Shahri recently chaired the 16th meeting of the agency representing the Kingdom and Oman. The meeting was held in the Eastern Province and attended by Major General Abdullah bin Ali Al Harthi, Assistant Inspector General of Police and Custom in Oman. Officials discussed ways to further strengthen cooperation on training and exchange of expertise between the two countries, as well as coordinating border regions. United Arab Emirates President holds phone call with US Defense Secretary. UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed received a phone call from Lloyd Austin, US Secretary of Defense, state-run WM News Agency said Friday. Humanitarian aid convoy begins crossing into Gaza Strip from Egypt. Humanitarian aid trucks started entering the basic Gaza Strip from the Rafah crossing in Egypt on Saturday, reporting Egyptian media. The relief aid convoy included 20 trucks that carry medicine, medical supplies, and a limited amount of food supplies, Hamas media office said. Israel urges citizens to immediately leave Egypt and Jordan. Israel asked its citizens to immediately leave Egypt and Jordan, the National Security Council said on Saturday, as regional tension flared over the war in Gaza. Israel National Security Council raised its travel warning for Egypt and Jordan for recommendation not to travel to these countries and for those staying there to leave as soon as possible, it said in its statement. Arab leaders urged fresh efforts for peace in Palestine as the risk to region rise. Arab leaders condemned Israel's 2-week-old bombardment of Gaza on Saturday and demanded renewed efforts to reach a Middle East peace settlement to end the decade-long cycle of violence between Israel and Palestine. Speaking at a hastily convened gathering dubbed the Cairo Peace Summit, the Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan said he rejected attempts at forced displacement of the people of Gaza by Israel. Marcos expects new deal with Riyadh to generate 220,000 jobs for Filipinos. New agreements with Saudi Arabia are expected to generate 220,000 jobs for Filipinos, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said on Saturday as he reached home after the Gulf Cooperation Council Summit with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in Riyadh. The GCC and Asian Summit on Friday was the first top-level engagement between the two blocs since the established relation in 1986. The Philippines is one of the biggest countries of the political and economic union of 10 states in Southeast Asia. Canadian Prime Minister says India's action making life hard for millions of people. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said on Friday the Indian government's crackdown on Canadian diplomats was making normal life difficult for millions of people in both countries. Trudeau spoke a day after Canada said it had withdrawn 41 diplomats following an Indian threat to unilaterally revoke their status. New Delhi is angry that Trudeau last month suggested Indian agent might have been involved in the June murder of a Sikh separatist leader in Canada. India denies the allegation. The Indian government is making it unbelievably difficult for life as usual to continue for millions of people in India and in Canada, and they are doing it by contravening a very basic principle of diplomacy, Trudeau said. Beijing says nuclear weapon only intended for self-defense. Beijing on Friday said its nuclear program was only intended for self-defense, insisting nations had nothing to fear as long as they did not threaten China with attack. Washington said this week that China's nuclear arsenal was developing much faster than US projection had previously anticipated, and Beijing is likely to have more than 1,000 operational nuclear warheads by 2030. UAPA case against PFI members, Supreme Court to hear NIA plea against bail for 8 accused on October 30. The Supreme Court on Friday agreed to hear on October 30 a plea by the NIA challenging the Madras High Court order granting bail to 8 accused in a case registered under the Unlawful Activity Prevention Act against the alleged office bearer, member and cadres of Popular Front of India. In its plea, the National Investigation Agency has claimed PFI is a fundamentalist Islamic organization and it was formed only to establish Muslim rule in India governed by a Sharia. ED files charge sheet against man named in Panama paper for holding undisclosed foreign asset. The ED on October 21 said it has filed a charge sheet under the anti-money laundering law against a man whose name figured in the Panama paper leak for alleged possession of undisclosed asset abroad. The prosecution complaint against Sanjay Vijay Shinde, his wife Aparna, and a company named Venus Bay Offshore Limited was filed before a Special Prevention of Money Laundering Act court in Bhopal on October 18, and the court took cognizance of the charge sheet on October 20, the federal agency said. Gaganyaan test flight mission successful, crew escape module splashes down. ISRO scientists, after a 2 hours delay and nerve-wracking movements as the engine of TVD-1 failed to ignite initially on October 21, launched the rocket carrying payloads related to crew safety in Gaganyaan mission with precision from Sriharikota and achieved the goal of crew module and crew escape separation. ISRO chief Somnath said Gaganyaan first flight test vehicle abroad mission 1 was successfully accomplished. Special trains to transport volunteers for Meri Mati Mera Desh campaign. The Indian Railways will operate special trains to transport volunteers carrying soil from state capital and other major stations across the country to reach New Delhi on October 29. The initiative is part of the Meri Mati Mera Desh campaign being organized by the Ministry of Culture as tribute to the Veers and Viranganas who have made the supreme sacrifice for the country. Around 20,000 volunteers with Kailash containing the soil in their possession will reach Delhi to participate in events culminating in the year-long Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Backward Classes Commission notice to WB over inclusion of 87 castes in Central OBC list. The National Commission for Backward Classes has now issued notice to the West Bengal government asking it to furnish all required documentation for the proposal to include 87 castes in the state to the central list of the other backward classes, saying among other things that the state had so far been unable to show documents on genealogy of Hindu caste groups that had converted to other religion. This comes even as the Commission is in the middle of an investigation into what its chairperson, Hansra Gangaram Ahir, had in February called an unusual abundance of Muslim caste in the state OBC list. Afghan held with false Pakistani document. The Federal Investigation Agency Anti-Corruption Circle arrested an Afghan national for carrying false Pakistani document, officials said. They said on an intelligence report a raid was conducted on the University Road where Habibullah, an Afghan, was taken into custody. The accused had arrived from Afghanistan. The raiding team recovered a Pakistani national identity card, a passport and a border crossing token from the accused, an FIA official said. Khattak claims Imran Khan opposed BRT project. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf parliamentary chairman Pervez Khattak on Friday claimed that his former leader and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chief Imran Khan had opposed the construction of bus rapid transit project in the provincial capital. Mr. Nawaz Sharif touches down in Lahore said to make a way of Minare-e-Pakistan for rally. Deposed Prime Minister and proclaimed offender Nawaz Sharif, who landed at the Islamabad airport earlier today after spending 4 years in self-imposed exile, has touched down in his hometown Lahore, where he will address supporters at Minare-e-Pakistan. PMLN Supremo left for Lahore after completing legal formalities at the Islamabad airport. Accompanied by party stalwart Ishaqdar, landed in Lahore a little after 5 p.m. where he was welcomed by his younger brother Shehbaz Sharif. That's all in today's headlines. Keep watching TTN Info TV SK channel by subscribing and do hit the bell icon to receive notification and more updates.